Hello everybody, welcome back for some StarCraft 2 action. We have Clem going up against Ryung in the Homestory Cup 25 Group A. And last Homestory Cup cast, I alluded to the fact that they had already played. I was wrong. And so we have Ryung going up against Clem. And I think Clem mana was 2-1. Sorry, spoilers. Ryung mana was 2-1. So Ryung has to at least win 2-1 here, and preferably 2-0 to take first place in this group. And if he loses 0-2, then he's third. He controls his own fate, so in a sense that is perfect. Clem going for double gas here. Racks with a little bit of space in between, ready to put the add-on there. Ryung going for a single gas opener. And a single rack, so for Ryung it looks like he wants to have a pretty fast command center here. Whereas for Clem it looks like I want to have Reapers, I want to have a factory, I want to go. So Reapers coming out from both sides, Orbitals coming out from both sides, not really a shocker. Clem putting his supply depot on this edge here, making sure that if there is to be a Reaper sneaking into his base, he has vision over it. And there is a factory as well. Ryung making an in-base command center. So even though Reapers can get up this ledge, multiple spots, he's going for a fast expand. Probably going to be a little bit more defensive. And the Reaper from Clem is kind of looking around. Probably wants to catch either a random SCV or a Reaper that is coming across the map from Ryung, because Ryung goes across the map with this one Reaper, and then gets found by the double Reaper from Clem. I mean, 2 is a bigger number than 1. Do have the natural expansion now from Clem, so even though he opened up slightly less economical with this double gas, getting a starport now as well, with an Hellion for the Reaper squad. His command center is going to be done relatively fast, and it's going to be on location. So Clem might actually start mining from that command center earlier than Ryung is. And we do have a starport on both sides, and that of Clem is going to be slightly faster. 2 Reapers and a Hellion, just positioned pretty defensively. Ryung only on 1 Reaper here. So he's getting away with a little bit more economy off of less units. And, ooh, third gas right after the command center is going to finish. Is this going to be mech from Clem? Like, what do you need this much gas for anyways? He's just going to make a ton of cyclones, or what? Doesn't make a second cyclone. We have a bunch of Hellions coming out from Ryung here. He already has 4. Now he's making a Raven as well. That is... I thought Hellions weren't that good in TvT, but I might be wrong here. And we see a Clem drop going out onto the map here. Ryung does not have control over the Zolnaga Tower, so he does not have any advanced warning about this drop. 2 Reapers are accompanying the medevac. This looks kind of like a campaign mission where I'm like, yeah, my drop is protected by these 2 Reapers. It's amazing. Oh, and the supply depot spots the drop a little bit before it touches down in the base of Ryung. The Hellions come in. We have an auto turret as well with the Raven. And a couple of units get traded off, but Ryung defends his honor. Or at least his base. I don't know about his honor. It is yet to be defended. Losing against a foreigner in 2024. It's a little bit more okay, but still. Any Korean from 10 years ago is like, what? Ryung, you lost to a foreigner? What? Raven is out as well. Both of them are going for interference matrix. Oh, okay. Clem sticking on that 3 gas, getting an extra command center, even though his second mineral line hasn't even been fully saturated. Dude, TvT is wild. But look at both these players just not saturating their natural fully. They just need the gas, dude. They want the siege tanks, they want the Ravens, they want the upgrades, and the 3rd command center on both sides. Oh. Oh, auto turret does get spawned, kills an SCV, kills a second SCV, and then gets taken down by the Hellions of all things. Or it expired. I'm not sure. Like, I saw it on the screen, but my brain didn't actually do any registering. SCV's repairing the Cyclone there. Very nice. And we do see additional barracks here for Clem. So 3 barracks play. And what is Ryung doing? He hasn't added on any additional construction buildings. And here come the double racks from Ryung as well. So different paths, but they lead to the same thing for both players here. Both players start stim. Double engineering bay in the back here from Mr. Clement. And a 4th racks as well. 5th one probably going to be underway soon. So Clem going hard on the bio play here. After a pretty tech-heavy opener with a 3rd gas. Only 2 on gas. Ha! Noob. This SCV. Poor SCV. Look at him. Oh, we can't really zoom in. Because it's the corner of the map. But we see him. Lazy bastard. Oh, he even gets put on patrol? Wow. Just shoot him already. He's taking up supply. I'm sorry, but you could even pick him up with a medevac that you can build at some point. No. Ryung is moving out here. He has 3 Ravens, whereas Clem only 2. Let's look at Ryung's side of the map. Now only just finishing up his engineering base. And Clem is already using his. And his upgrades are like 1/3 of the way done already. So the longer this game goes, somehow it feels like Clem is a little bit ahead. He has more workers, and he has better upgrades. Even though Ryung seemed to be the one playing a little bit more greedy. He got a command center earlier, he delayed his racks, but then he also delayed his engineering base. Also 2 on gas here. Is that just how it's done? 2 on gas? Is this on purpose, guys? Can somebody fill me in here? What? Are we just 11 workers on gas? Mwah. Perfect, as all things should be. Or balanced. 2 more gases get opened up. 2 on each geyser. So, like, I know that the 3rd worker on each geyser doesn't, like, give you as much income as the first 2. But still, this can't be the difference, right? Poor worker. Armory coming up as well. Double drop here for Clem. Gets spotted right away. Now, I'm not a TvT expert, but Clem is about to have 1-1, and Ryung does not have 1-1. But he does have a bunch of fucking siege tanks. They are ready to shoot everything that comes up this ramp. So defensive position seems pretty strong here for Ryung. How is Clem planning on breaking that, if at all? I guess the interference matrix does come into play there a lot. How many Marines do we have on both sides? Oh my god, look at the difference. 20 Marines for Ryung, 42 Marines for Clem. 6 to 5 tanks, more SCVs as well. Clem's just out macroing this guy. Ryung. Getting out macroed by Clement himself. And 4th base underway for Clem already. We also have a 4th command center for Ryung. And now the rocks are being taken down. Ryung does see it. It has a couple Hellbats for style points. And his tanks now inching forward a little bit, making sure that they can also defend all of these ramps. Now a double drop for Ryung goes out onto the map, ventures out into the depths, and tries to look for something cheeky. Has this been mined out? It kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Oh, it has been by Clem himself. Oh no. We even see a turret here. This turret has seen the drop. Oh no, these stim marines are going to take down 1 turret. Amazing. But Clem has exploded in supply. Almost 200 supply. And the upgrades have evened out quite a bit. Clem waiting a little bit with his 2-2. And Ryung was on top of that. Almost maxed himself. And, I mean, we just have to do the full zoom out all game long here with the siege lines. You want to see how far they are capable of shooting. This drop still lurking in the depths. We have one and a half defensive tank here for Clem. These are not sieged, so, you know, does it really count? 4th base for Clem is up, and Ryung is flying his out right away. Probably going to be starting a planetary on both sides. The gases have started right away. I'm surprised how important gas seems to be in this matchup, compared to when I play against Terran as a Zerg. It seems that minerals are more their bottleneck, basically, because of all the Marines you have to buy. But tanks are, well, and Ravens and Vikings are super expensive in gas. Not to mention the medevacs as well. And, well, with tanks you want to have Vikings, because they give vision without having to spend scans. Oh my lord, a Doom Drop from Clem comes in onto the production here of Ryung. In the middle of the map, Ryung tried to move out, but met up with a bunch of sieged tanks. We saw some Dorito cannons going down, but as you can see in the minimap, he just can't get a deeper position. And these Marines from Clem are doing a lot of damage on the other side of the map. We also have a drop from Ryung, doing a little bit of damage to Clem. And now 3 medevacs try to escape. Oh, this hero turret. It says 2 kills, but he killed a medevac full of Marines. So should say, like, what, 9, I guess. Or 10. Ooh, the Vikings kill the Ravens there, but not before the Ravens' interference matrix. All of those siege tanks, and now Clem is busting through. The supplies still relatively even. The army supply even favoring Ryung here. And he even redropped here in the 3rd mineral line from Clem. So doing a lot of reverse damage. Or damage back. Not really reverse. We can feel the tension in the air. Gunpowder from all the barrels. God, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It's more like stim, probably. You smell the stim pack everywhere. These guys on drugs, bro. And now Ryung is actually on the offensive, but Clem mounting a counter-offensive right away, and Ryung, oh my god, what a clutch move. He's like, nope, not even gonna try. I am not in position, and these tanks definitely are. I'm going to try and defend from my natural on 3rd base. Sends out his SEV squad to the rich geyser bases, and it's just a lot of posturing here. Oh, nice volley there from Ryung. Takes down a bunch of the Vikings. And you can see that because of Ryung's Vikings, his tanks see a little bit further. Because tanks can shoot further than their range is. I think everybody knows by now. Oh my god, giant surround here from Ryung onto a battalion stuck behind lines. The lines. And now Clem, a little bit on the back foot here. Even though Ryung has less workers, doesn't really matter anymore. As soon as you both are maxed, it just means that Ryung has a bigger army. And Ryung waltzes on in here, tries to bust. His 3-3 is also pretty close to being done. Clem does have an upgrade lead with the tanks, and the Marines counter push back into the siege line of Ryung here. No more Vikings, so Clem actually has the Viking lead with 11 Vikings and 3 libs, and Ryung has none of those. Oh my god, how many starports does every... 4 starports for Clem versus 1 of Ryung. So Ryung is never going to retake air dominance here, and I think that's going to cost him a lot here. Because yeah, you have the tanks, but I have all of this anti-air. So as long as you have scans, you're safe, but as soon as your scans are done, the siege tanks from Clem will start advancing, and I think we are going to see a very slow but decisive death here from Ryung. Because how is he going to stop these units from encroaching onto his 3rd base? It was re-landed, apparently. And retaken. But this 5th base also online, not taking the rich geyser, even though it looks like you just really, really want gas in this matchup. And here we do see a big counterattack from Ryung. Bunch of Marines, 3-3 with medevacs, are stimmed, and they are running in to win. They kill a tank, they kill a Liberator, and they are looking for more. And actually, a couple of them split off into the natural here, going to kill some SCVs. And in the corner here, they will also kill a bunch of Marines, but get shelled down by a tank slowly but surely. Look at that, 15 SCVs going down, actually doing Clem a little favor here. He's actually clicking down supply depots, that's kind of crazy. Well, this tank does not go down. Ryung does find some damage, but now has to rebuild all of those Marines ASAP. Look at that. Look at the Vikings providing the vision. Clem, well, he scanned, that's cheating, but he sees everything, whereas all of these tanks are not visible to Ryung. Look at that. This tank wasn't in vision. He has to scan to see those tanks and hit them. So the third base again falls. We do have another drop from Ryung trying to do some counter damage. But he can't keep retaliating. He has to come up with an original plan of his own, but it's very hard. As soon as you've lost the Viking War, it kind of snowballs out of control now, doesn't it? 13 tanks and 9 Vikings. I mean, he also has 31 Marines, otherwise it would basically be mech. Oh, the tanks! Oh my god! They walk into range. This one is still in range, strangely enough. But look at that. Oh, I have vision. You don't. Nice scan from Ryung, but it wasn't fast enough. And now this fourth base from Ryung is under siege, quite literally. And these long-distance mining SCVs are having a heck of a time. But how do you break this position as Ryung? He does have a pretty big Marine tank clump. I feel like if you just sneak around and come from like 3 to 4 angles, you can kill this. But instead, Ryung is going for the counter offensive once more. The Marines come in, they are 3-3, they are stimmed, and they click down this orbital real effing fast. There's another base down there, and if he notices, I mean, he does see the SCV come. Bunch of medevacs get filled up with the Marines, and they see a bunch of juicy tanks here in the main, but there were 2 of them sieged anyways. Might have been a little bit of a bait of Clem, but a lot of siege tanks do go down there. And Ryung, I mean, he's trying to squeeze water out of a stone here, because Clem, a stone-cold killer, is taking down every force that Ryung sends out of his base. Oh, little intercept. No, Ryung, you have to go, go, go. They are not sieged. Oh, scans it now, sees it now. The Marines can't keep move commanding, because there's a lot of Marines from Clem there. Want to see some good splits here? Decent enough, I guess. The tanks do go down. And Ryung staying alive. Staying alive. Okay. Somehow. He's alive and he's kicking. This base, though. It's almost a hidden base. Sending out an SCV? Just a check? I don't know what this SCV is doing, but get the goddamn gas, bro. Oh my god, the moment he moves out all of his SCVs, the Liberator finds it, but there's still a pretty big force here from Ryung, moving towards the bottom base of Clem. Now, what? Oh, the Liberator. He saw it, but he's not controlling it. Now the Liberator comes in. It's going to stop that base from mining. This Ryung force also going to stop this bottom base from mining. And both players are kind of looking for more money. Ryung just resettling on 2 of those bases over there. And just Marines being built here from Ryung. No air units. He's just completely given up on the air war. Whereas Clem, I mean, how many starports did he have? He had 4, yeah. Just 4 naked starports. No reactors or whatsoever. Don't want to wait for those reactors to finish to have a little bit more production capabilities. I could just make more starports. And then you put tech labs on them later if you go into battle cruisers. It's brilliant. It's better than a reactor. When do you really want a reactor on your starport? Probably on your first one. That's about it. Because then you can still be bothered to like make it on a factory or barracks and then swap it over. Okay, Ryung has retaken this Rich Geyser base to mine more minerals there. Rich Geyser just being completely ignored in this game. Maybe they think they are normal geysers. But even then, you guys were so adamant at taking all these other geysers, and now it's suddenly like, gas. I've already made all my upgrades, bro. Like, okay, Clem knows. What? Okay, now they kind of understand that 20-minute mark, that's the moment you want those rich geysers. That's a classic move. Siege tanks, sieged up, making sure that these Marines go uncontested. All of these SCVs go down, 20 of them completely annihilated. What a slobber knocker of a match. We're already 20 minutes in and they just keep just butting heads. They're like two little goats. Although they are not actually the goats, but, you know, pretty close for at least one of them. You can decide. I guess neither of them is actually close. Like, they're good players in their own right, but the GOAT? Or a GOAT contender? Probably not, huh? Liberator sieges up the planetary. The Marines come off the... or, not off the line, that's the SCVs, but they come up, take down that one lib, and... whoa, stims again. These Marines now get one-shot by the tanks. I mean, +2 tanks. This PF is just... it's not going to hold. The SCVs can't out-repair it. And the PF does go down. And now, slowly but surely, Clem is encroaching onto another base of Ryung. The Marines do not agree. Come in from two sides. They do a little bit of damage, but how many Marines have died for Ryung? 350 Marines to the 230 of Clem. Clem's tank count has just been insane. 31 tanks lost to 22. Like, Ryung just really likes making Marines. On the other side of the map, I guess Clem's base was completely ransacked, and I missed it a little bit, because he barely has any money, and his supply is so low all of a sudden that this is the last force of Clem. So Ryung, even though his composition isn't like the best, do we still have any... oh my god, the Vikings are all dead? What? That must have been some miscontrol from Clem, because the only anti-air are the Marines, and if you are near your tanks at all, you can't lose those. Oh my god, Ryung moves on to all of the tanks. They were on move command, dude. A little bit of a jump scare, and suddenly all of the tanks from Clem were caught out of position by Ryung, and he just cleans up and takes game number 1 in a pretty important best-of-3. And here we are for game number 2 between Ryung and Clem. Clem has to bounce back after that first game on Alcyone, Alcyone, whatever. And on Oceanborn, his first SCV is already kinda looking for trouble. Now before the action kicks off, feel like and subscribe. I told my girlfriend about the little rant I had like a couple videos ago about how these videos are basically me feeling my need to talk about video games to people, which are not her, basically. Specifically not talking to her about the video games. She was like, yeah. Good job, guys. I love it when they subscribe. I love it so much when they listen to you. Because then I don't have to hear any of your StarCraft, Dota, whatever you talk about that day. Bullshit. I still talk to her about the Slay the Spire stuff sometimes, but... that's about it. She's so lucky. She is lucky to have you guys. Basically. Now, Clem has a second barracks out on the map, and he's not rallying in his Reapers. So he's gonna make sure that he has at least 2 ready to snipe this SCV boy over here. He does not know what's coming, but he's not afraid. Ryung going for a similar opener to game 1, I think. Going for that cheeky depot again, making sure that no Reaper sneaks on into his base. Gets a factory. And keeps his Reaper at home. Now Clem has 2 Reapers. And, oh no, he goes up. Ryung, luckily for him, sees it. Because you can just immediately lose everything there. The Marine is here, but the Reaper gets taken down. Oh no, this is going from bad to worse very quickly. The double Reaper did get one shot on that unlucky Reaper earlier. And the Marine... Oh, it was a move command for the longest time there. It gets taken down. Now 2 Reapers are going to shut down a lot of SCV mining time and kill a lot of their brothers in arms. Before this factory finishes up and gets out a Hellion. Oh my god, this is some game-ending damage. And now a 3rd Reaper comes on in. A 4th one underway as well. I think this game is going to be a very quick one. And oh my god, the 4th Reaper. The Clem Reapers. We always talk about it. And they are here. Out here kicking Ryung when he's down, basically, because this game is effing over. GG is called, and Clem takes down Ryung in a very swift fashion on Oceanborn with a cheeky proxy Rax. I feel like, I mean, should you just do this every game? That looked commanding. He came up the ramp, and the Reaper just didn't run away quite fast enough. Took two double Reaper volleys to the face. I think. Do they, like, shoot, like, with akimbo pistols, or do they, like, the pew pew? Because if they shoot one after another, it can be, like, disjointed enough that they only get one shot off, I think. But I feel like it just got 4 Reaper shots to the face, or at least 2, and then up here, only 1 Marine, 1 Reaper. You kind of need, like, 3 SCVs there at least. But that's hard, because... I mean, if we look, the distance between here and here is about the same, and you're, like, panic microing your Reaper already, so getting your SCVs there in time is very difficult, if impossible. And you have to respect the art of the quickie, because Clem just did a quick one with the Ryung on Oceanborn. Got a little wet, but they were done very quick. And now we're here into game number 3 on Site Delta. Which, I mean, we have 9 maps in the pool for some godforsaken reason. And we keep coming back to Site Delta. Alcyone, it's Alcyone. And Oceanborn. Those are apparently the 3 standard enough maps. Those are good enough. Crimson Court, get that effing shit out of here. Ghost River, very fun map, but I don't want to play it because I'm a pro. Amphion? I mean, have you seen that map? And you have the one map, oh, I forget its name. I haven't casted it a lot, with the gold minerals in your back door. Like, backdoor expansion. And you have Post-Youth. Post-Youth is kind of cool. I'm blanking on the name, where you get the backdoor natural with the golden minerals, and it's such a bly map. But and like in PvP, I think, like, or Estrella or Trigger, because they always play each other, they always take, like, the golden minerals on the wrong side, and then just always becomes a clown fiesta. It's a great map. Now let's see what's going on here. Clem going for a CC after Rax, so Rax into CC with the singular Reaper with Command Center on location. This is the greediest opener he has done this game. Basically Ryung's opener, but Ryung is the pussy about it. He puts his Command Center in his base and keeps his Reaper at home. But Clem has put the fear in him. He's put something in him, and I think it's fear. Because look at Ryung, he's staying at home, getting a second Reaper, not going for that Marine bullshit anymore. Reapers are my new best friend. And Ryung now going for a Command Center on location as well, so he knows that he's not doing, like, the most, what would you call it? Efficient opener or greedy opener. So he's going for a Command Center low ground to kind of compensate, which is cool. He's making a couple early units to be defensively sound. And to capitalize on that, he's getting his Command Center on location. Clem, on the other hand, is being a greedy effer and already finishes up his Command Center in the natural. And this is a part of mirror matchups. Sends away the mule. Now, I'll explain this because I don't think we've seen it in my casts. But basically, if you put a mule, I think, on a faraway patch, it will die during its trip back, like its last trip back, before it makes it to the Command Center, with minerals still in its hands. So basically it wastes like what, 40, 50 minerals off of your mineral patches. But if you keep it on the close one, I think it's completely fine. It's either or. It might also be the other way around. So we're gonna, and this was Ryung, so we're gonna see if he does it again with this this mule. Meanwhile, not too much casting to be done. Third base underway for Ryung. We see a drop coming out from Clem. Now look at this mule. This is where the action is. Look at the mule. Goes back. Now it wants to mine. Oh, the timer's ticking down. He mined and then he died. I don't think he picked it up, so this is good probably. Yeah, he throws it on the near patches. Some Terran main out there is like, oh my god, he's so wrong. Oh, Clem comes in with a pretty spicy drop here. Ryung didn't make any additional units after those 2 Reapers and 2 Cyclones. We do have a tank now with some Marines. The Marines completely stuck behind the tank. It happens. And so, whoa, 10 SCVs were sacrificed into the jaw of defeat by Clem's hands. Because, I mean, oh, a bunch of shit just fell off my desk. That was a lot of damage for a single drop that walked up the ramp. So a drop usually goes into like a main base, remember? Like you drop somewhere where you don't have a ground path, but instead Clem just dropped and walked in. Which I guess Marine or a medevac boost still makes you faster than however fast your units would be. Because of the, you know, straight pathing, ignoring terrain. And now we're gonna get interference matrix for Ryung. And on the other side of the map, we did see 1 or 2 Ravens even come out for Clem. Extra barracks and a 3rd command center. The 3rd command center is done for Ryung. So even though he lost some SCVs, he has triple mule a little earlier than Clem does. So he can make up the difference. And he can also make SCVs faster, right? Clem still has to upgrade this into an orbital and then start making SCVs out of it. So Ryung is going to catch up in that SCV count. If that attack hadn't done as much, he would have been pretty far ahead now. And Interference Matrix is about to finish up. The Marine drop drops into the main base of Ryung. 1 barracks gets delayed a little bit. Interference Matrix is completed. And this looks like to be a cool game of poking and prodding once again. TvT at its finest. 3 tanks on the map for Clem, 3 also for Ryung. But he has to spread himself out reasonably thin if he wants to defend all of his base. 3rd base for Clem is flying over there. Ryung has his completed. And Clem is still slightly ahead in the SCV count, but nothing too bad. Oh my god, Ryung! This feels like he's moving himself out of position, and that kind of is. 2 mules completely rendered useless. 3rd base has to lift off. Oh my god, he sieges in range of this 1 tank as well. Ryung loses 1 tank right away. All of the auto turrets dropped by the Raven, so Ryung just can't get into his own 3rd base location. SCVs come off the line to repair that command center back up. But Ryung, he's hurting. He's hurting right now. Double Liberator comes up as well. Dude, that's cool. And Clem kind of abusing the fact that Ryung likes giving away the full air control early. And now we have the Liberator ready to kind of punish him. Oh, the scan comes out and, I mean, Ryung, is he giving up his own center here? This is such an annoying position now. Clem has a bunch of siege tanks ready. Can you siege in this little Reaper path? I wonder. I've never tried that. Oh, the medevac does go down. The Marines still looking for damage here. They are clicking the Viking. What a nice target fire there by Clem, making sure that the air superiority is still in his favor. And this SCV now just, I don't know what it is, but he does find that the army is going back. Oh, Ryung went for a counterattack that, of course, I saw on the minimap, but it was totally, you know, just focused on other stuff. It happens, okay? 3 tanks, they get interference matrix. Low tank doesn't get shot down right away, so it does get a couple shots off. 1 more tank remaining for Ryung. get some decent trades off, but these Liberators are going to shut down the last tanks, and these Vikings are going to shred through the tanks. Bonus damage versus mechanical, it happens. Oh my god, the Viking. Oh, Ryung. Never, ever, ever going to have air superiority ever again in this game. Unless Clem donates all of these air units somehow, some way. If Terran had Storm, this matchup would be effing weird. Or just fungal. Parasitic Bomb. You know, any spell to kill clumps of units. Oh my god. Clem takes the 2-1 victory over Ryung here, and Ryung, he felt it. He was like, oh my god, I didn't do enough damage to the third. I can't lose this third again. He has so many tanks, and he did have a lot of tanks. Clem, tripling the tank count there, complete air superiority, and Ryung, most especially, did not have any Marines. He was going mech. Oh. Oh. Damn, dude. That was pretty convincing, honestly. Clem taken down. We're going to go back. This is nicer to look at. Clem takes down Ryung here in game number 3, securing the best of 3 and getting first in the group. And Ryung is third, so he's out. Mana taking second place. That is rough for Mr. Ryung. It's pretty rough, but luckily we are Europeans, or at least I'm a European, and the majority of the crowd at Homestory Cup usually is a European, so luckily we are going to see Clem move on into the playoff bracket and slay some more Koreans, most likely. Although I don't think we had a lot of Koreans at this event. We had Gumiho, we had Ryung. I don't think Solar made it over. There was very thin on Koreans in this event, I'm pretty sure. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. A little bonus webcam action for you. And be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, whatever. Anything that makes the algorithm go like, hoo. Wow. I am not a 15-year-old girl, but I channel it sometimes. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.